It's not gonna solve anything.
Oh, should you hold on? Or should you move the camera back? Like, am I in? Cause how you were, now I feel like I'm on the corner. Yeah, right there. Can you turn it more a little like that? Right there. Shit. Hope you didn't turn it too much. Come sit down and look.
I was like, what do you say shit for? Oh my god. No, that's good.
Are you still in there?
Yeah, I'm still in there. In there like somewhere.
Yeah. Go.
Ew. Nigga.
What? Oh, sorry. Because I belched. I wasn't supposed to.
Why are you burping?
I mean, I had something to drink.
Anyway, welcome back.
Right.
Welcome back to the 5K podcast.
I should have had some liquor in here.
Okay.
But it's just regular coffee.
I can't stop them.
Too early.
Too early in the morning. So today we are the 5K podcast. I'm Connie. This is Kevin.
Right.
And thank you for listening in.
Oh, were you trying to do like some weird ass aliases?
No, I thought about doing like Coco, but I already got my other channel. That's Coco, so it doesn't really matter.
And I don't have a
Coco and 8 bands over here. I'm Coco. This is 8 bands.
What up? Yeah, I'm not going back. I'm not doing that.
We're not doing that. Okay. Okay. Welcome to the 5K podcast, where we help you through the marathon called life. And today we are talking about something that I'm going through in the working world, and it is how corporate America brainwashes you.
Yes.
Is that about right? Yeah, that's the topic today. So
that's pretty much it.
So I started to realize how this topic came about is I started to realize in my job, and it's not anything specifically that people are doing to me. It's just when you're at a job for, I would say, 5 years or more, you start to, the culture of that job starts to be ingrained in you, and how you work and how you carry yourself. It just becomes a part of your everyday life, and it starts to develop little characteristics and personality traits. And I started to realize, I used to think that my confidence, my self-esteem and all that were kind of tied up in how I was brought up and my relationship with my mother. But recently I realized that it's not just that, it's also the fact that from the age of 20 till now, excuse you okay?
Yeah.
From the age of 20 till now, which is 17 years, I've been in the corporate world. And working in the corporate world, you start to develop these habits. And I'm not currently... Sorry, our phone should be on silencer. I'm not currently like experiencing this, but I realized like in my years leading up to the last 2 years, I've been conditioned to doubt myself in a way that I didn't think was possible. And so going through it and realizing it now of how that doubt plays into my self-esteem is kind of crazy to realize. It was only like in talking to you about my self-esteem and how I was feeling, and feeling like all these self-doubt thoughts and second guessing myself about everything I do, even in my personal life. It's kind of like, why does that happen? Like, why? And is that good for the company to even do that? Or do the companies even know that they're doing that? You know,
no, the companies do know that they're doing that, because I guess the more less competent people they have, the more people that they're going to keep. I don't know if that makes sense, but you know, you're not confident enough to go out and do something beyond that specific job. You're just like, I can't. I don't think I'll be able to do that. You just have this self-doubt about yourself that you can't, because how they train you to work at their facility. You know what I mean? Like, I only was able to figure this stuff out with me being in trucking. You know, I got into trucking in 2016. When you get into trucking, you're more or less, even when you work with a company, you're more or less by yourself. You are able to navigate the road. You have to navigate the road by yourself. You're a truck driver, you're out there by yourself. Now, you have people back in offices all over the place, especially with the company, a big company. Especially the first company I worked with, there was an office in every city. So, you know, there was a manager everywhere. I had an option of going to this manager, that manager, even though that wasn't my specific manager. But still, as yet, I was by myself as a truck driver, and I had to make decisions on if I should drive down this freeway or that freeway. Is this, that, and the third? Like, I had my own mind, so to speak. And so fast forward till now, what is that, 6 years? And in 3 of those 6 years, I was the owner-operator. So I had to make every decision by myself, because not only am I my own employee, I'm my own boss, my own CEO, I'm the everything. So I had to make all the decisions. I had to, if a tire popped, I had to do that myself. That was my thing. I had to pay for the tires, oil changes, so on and so forth. So with that being said, I'm able to see the differences in how the corporate world thinks and how somebody that runs their own business thinks. Like, they don't want a bunch of people out here running their own business, because it's not going to make them any money. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. The owner of said company, or in your case, the state of California, they have to find a way to make money. The only way to make money is off the people. Now, you have to do certain things to these people to get them to stay. You have to frequent raises and this, that, and the third, but you also have to implement different ideas within their system to kind of, for lack of a better term, brainwash you guys.
Yeah.
You know.
like looking back on it, because I'm in a position, I mean, every few years I would promote. So I'm in a different position now than, I feel like I'm on a different side of where I started. But I do, like, especially when I worked at one point we were in LA, and I worked in the LA office, and it was just like this culture of, don't, you know, if it's not broke, don't fix it, which, I mean, is sometimes a good philosophy to live by. But after you work in a place for so long, you should be getting better and quicker at your job. I mean, if you're in a place for 5 years or more, I would think you get better at your job, not worse. You know, I would think you would find more efficient ways to do things. And so that's, I think, the way I am, you know, just my character. I think I was always trying to find a way to do things more efficiently, quicker, easier for myself. And when I would present those ideas to whoever was my supervisor, it was like they were offended. Like, well, that's nice that you did that, but, and it's like, that chips away at someone's self-esteem, because I'm thinking I'm doing this great thing that not only helps me do my job, my daily job, but you're my supervisor, so you should be proud you're supervising a person that's making the job wholeheartedly more efficient for you. Because if I'm not there, a lot of positions, my supervisor was the backup, or would have to find someone to back up. But I would put things in place to where, hey, even if you need someone to back me up, I would build out manuals on how to do my job and instructions on how to do my job and put them in binders. Because it's like, if I'm not here, the ship's still gonna run smooth, and you don't have to be upset that I'm gone or upset that I need these extra days off for X, Y, and Z, you know? And I thought that was a benefit to my supervisor. I'm thinking I'm doing her a favor, but I would always get ridiculed and kind of like shut down, like, well, you didn't have to do that, or why'd you do that? No one asked you to do that. It's like, but I'm taking initiative. Like, I thought taking initiative was a good thing, you know? And after so many years of working there and then coming back to San Diego, I had to take a step back from where I was, but then I started to, you know, promote again, and it was the same stuff. It was the same shit. Like, it was just like, you're a hard worker, but you don't get rewarded for doing the job quicker or finding shortcuts on how to do the job. I remember someone who was new asked me a question, and I gave them a tip. Oh, just do this, like do this little shortcut, you know, and it'll make it easier the next time you need to find this one thing. And then I guess they had told the person that was training them at the time, which was their supervisor. And so that supervisor was like, yeah, we don't really need them. She's new and we don't really need her learning like how to do things quickly. Like, that was the stupidest thing I ever heard. I'm like, you don't want your employee to learn how to do their job quickly. Then what are we here for? Like, I would say if you were working at McDonald's, I would want you to learn how to make fries quickly. Right? Like, I don't think I've ever, and I've had other jobs, but I don't think I've ever been in an industry where efficiency is bad.
Yeah.
That sounds fucking crazy. Like, efficiency is bad. Don't do your job quickly. Like, take your time. But it's like, I would do my job quickly and I wouldn't have mistakes, and you're mad about it. You know, like, that conditioned me to doubt myself, like legit doubt myself, like but it was in my character to be a hard worker and to do these things. Like, I like order, I like proficiency. That's just in my character. And so they were basically like taking a shot at my character, and I didn't know how I had to promote out of that area, because it's like, I can't be in this environment. You know, like, This is just not healthy for my own psyche. And I think long term, because I've been in it for so long, it really has like affected my self-esteem. It's affected the way I view myself. I doubt all of my decisions, even if it's decisions that I've made 100 times over. I'm always doubting. I'm always asking for a second opinion. And 9 times out of 10, I don't need it, you know, and I'm smart enough to know that, but yet I just can't. I'm basically working out of this conditioning, and it kind of makes me feel like I have like PTSD, or like I've been in prison or something. Like, I've been imprisoned in my mind to think that I'm not good enough. You know, it's kind of, it's hard to say. Like, it's hard to realize that, especially. Yeah. It's, oh my God. Like, it's so hard to realize that.
You know what? As you're talking, I was tripping out, because I was like remembering a story from when I was at the Sheraton when I did security. You remember Stewart? Mm-hmm. Stewart, you know, was my manager up there. He was the director of security. And he had this philosophy in his head that he started to roll out with his staff, I guess you would call us. He said it was pretty much, he was teaching us what he knew. He was like, my staff needs to know what I know, so just in case I'm not here, they know what to do. So he started teaching us pretty much how to be managers. There was, how many of us was on the day shift? It was me, Marine, BB, David. It was 4 or 5 of us on day shift. And so you come in at 6, you leave at 2, or you come in at 7 and you leave at 3. You're dealing with people all day. You're dealing with the main stuff. So he's like, I want you guys to be sufficient. So he would teach us different things and how to speak to people and this, that, and the third. And I remember one time he he trained Marine, which is which was the manager, but you know, the person underneath him or whatever, trained Marine on how to do the meetings. And then he trained me, he trained BB, and then he trained David. Well, I remember the engineering manager was like, "Why are you doing that? You're the manager. You're the one that's supposed to go." And he was like, "What if I'm not here? One of these people has to take over."
Yeah.
And he was just like, "Yeah, but they're up underneath you. Like, you don't need to train them when they're up underneath you. Like,
Yeah.
they're supposed to just do the stuff up underneath you." And he was just like, "No, like, what if something happens to me? I need them to know what's happening." And the only thing I can attribute that to is he was in the Army. So military men think a little differently. They think in a platoon, I guess, aspect. Like, I've never been in the military, but I guess I guess military men think in a group aspect. Like, my group needs to know this.
Like, they need to survive after me.
Even though, yeah, because even though I'm the head of this, whatever we got going on, if the head gets killed, at least the body can still work because the body knows everything the head knows. And that's what his philosophy was. But the other managers were always looking at him like, "Dude, you're the manager. Like, don't let them take and learn your job." And you know what I mean? Like, it was the dumbest thing. And I'm probably never going to forget that part of working there, because I'm just like, there's certain things that I picked up at every job that's kind of why I'm the way I am. Like, I function out in the world in such a way to where it's like, dude, you can't tell me anything. I learned from this person and I learned from that person. You can't tell me nothing, really. Like,
Yeah, like as you're talking, I'm thinking about like other jobs that I've had, or when I first started with the state, like in that 5-year span, and who I was under. And one of my very first supervisors, I mean, I feel like when you let employees make their own decisions, it's empowering. So one of my first supervisors, Roz, she like, I was in charge of supplies. You know, if I wanted to order something or if I wanted to do, you know, something, and I thought it was a good idea, and she was like, "Well, let's order a little bit of this and we'll see how it works." Or, "Oh, if you think this is a good idea, you're the one that does it every day. Let's see how this works." You know what I mean? Like, she would basically empower me, but also give me kind of a limit. Like, I'll just to test it out, which I think is good. Like, let your employees test things out. You know, I came up with the system of how to track packages because we didn't have a way to track packages. We were literally just handwriting everything on a log, and that was it. And so I came up with a way to do it in the computer. Granted, there was no scanning of barcodes or anything like that back then, but we were writing it down and doing it semi-electronically. And she was like, "Well, let's test it out, see how it goes. And if it makes it more efficient to track packages and not lose packages, then, you know, then we'll hang on to it." And to this day, I mean, prior to us, you know, having a scanner like the UPS guys do, that's how we were tracking packages for years. For like probably the last 10 years up until maybe, 2018, 2017. You know, and I felt empowered because it's like, oh, like, I know that this system was put in place because of me, because I saw a problem. There was a hole in the system, and we needed a way to fill that hole and to make it more efficient. And she empowered me. I think that was probably the last supervisor that I felt, you know, empowered to take on this new thing and just spearhead it, and not have anybody question it later on, you know. Or, I don't mind getting questions, but it's like, let's question it to make it better. Don't question it to like tear it down. And I think even before that, before the state, I was in I was working for Maggie Moose. Remember Maggie Moose?
No, look at me real quick.
What?
I just wanted to. Yeah.
Oh my God. Hair check. I was working at Maggie Moo's under this guy Jeff, and there are no Maggie Moo's in San Diego anymore because of this person. But I worked my way up to being kind of like I didn't have the title of assistant manager. I was like a shift leader, but shift leader meant I could still close the store by myself. So people loved like working with me and this other girl as shift managers because he wasn't there. But it was funny because the days that he would come in and he would just drop in and want to freaking play manager because he knew like certain people were coming to the shop, it was an ice cream shop, and he would be like just very like micromanaging, like, oh, did you do this? Oh, did you do that? Oh, well, I can do this because I'm the manager. And it's just like, bro, I close like 3 nights out of the week when you're not here. So I think I know what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Like no one liked him. Like no one liked closing with him. No one liked working with him. And it's like, people don't like you because you don't give us the power to just be ourselves. You know what I mean? Or like the only time we have the power is when you're not around. Though that's not very empowering. Like I should be encouraged and empowered to do my job whether you're around or not. It's kind of like your kids. You pray that your kids are going to be how you raise them, whether you're around or not. And right. Employees are kind of the same. It's like they should be empowered to act the same way they would act whether you're present or not. And it's just like dude, like no wonder why he doesn't own. I don't know if he lost the rights to Maggie Moo's, or I know the first store to close down was the one that I worked at in Mission Valley, and then he had one in Rancho Bernardo, and I don't know what happened, but that one eventually closed down. And it was just like, dude, it's because you don't give your employees any power. You just tear them down and make them feel like crap.
If you're losing revenue, like I don't know how franchises work either, but I'm assuming you have to probably make a certain amount of money per year,
they have to see that it's worth them making money off of you.
Yeah.
If you don't make money, the headquarters doesn't make money. The parent company doesn't make money.
And who was paying the bill for the space?
Exactly.
Because he didn't find that space, especially in Mission Valley.
Yeah.
Right behind the come on.
It was right next to Panda Express, y'all.
Like,
know that, get your Panda Express, get your ice cream, go home.
Yeah, and jump right on the trolley because the trolley is right there. So there's no way in the hell he found that spot and got it himself. There's no.
And they ended up putting eventually there was a Starbucks nearby. There was a sandwich place. Sammy's Wood Fire Pizza was next to it, so
yeah.
There's a restaurant. There's quite a few restaurants. So it's like if people are going to the restaurant to eat, they're gonna want dessert to bring home, And I would say, we were open from 10 to 10, and then the weekends like 10 to 11. So in San Diego, the weather's not. You probably get a month of cold weather, but people were still coming in on freaking when it was raining. Yeah. Freaking people with fucking shorts, fleece jackets, shorts, and flip flops in the rain. I just had to get some ice cream. I'm like,
what's our rainy season? Our rainy season is what? Thanksgiving to February 1st.
But it was like 80s for Thanksgiving this year.
Yeah, this year.
It was hot. It was hot. But I'm a person that likes cold, like ice cream in the cold. But I ain't going out in the rain. I know that much. Mm-mm. You won't catch me outside. I'm going home. But yeah, it's just it's so crazy how like you don't realize how much your work and your business, your how you work influences your personality and your mental state, and even vice versa. I would say, starting my own business, taking baby steps, but I'm taking the steps to build my business, and I noticed that even in that, it's like my mental state affects my business, you know?
Yeah.
Instead of the other way around. I feel like in the corporate world, your environment and who you're around at work affects your mental state. But I feel like in business, it's the other way around. Like your mental state affects your business. So it's like if I'm not in a good place, it's hard for me to make, YouTube videos. It's hard for me to make balloons and decorate and, you know what I mean? Because those are happy things. Those are things that I'm supposed to be bringing joy to another person. But if I'm not in a good place, how am I supposed to make somebody happy if I'm feeling like shit? It's like,
yeah, that's never gonna.
It's not gonna work. So it's like, so
happen.
I've been, I have a business coach, and thankfully I have my husband to talk to and talk out like how I'm feeling, because I feel like being so, they say, admitting you have a problem is the first step. Well, it really is, like admitting that something's wrong and knowing that something's wrong with how I'm thinking, but I couldn't pinpoint what it was. And my last few conversations with my coach and Kevin, I started to realize like it's because I've been conditioned. And so I started to take the steps to protect my own mental state and work from home more. With my kids being in school, it's quieter at the house, so I can just focus on work. And the culture of my job, it's just like I have an office, but it's almost like I might as well be living in a glass bubble, because the amount of times people come in my office, which I'm very thankful that, people feel they can confide in me and talk to me and all that stuff, but sometimes it's distracting, or it kind of messes up my flow. Like I'm working, and then by the time the afternoon comes, it's like a bunch of just meaningless conversations. It starts off as a work thing, and then it kind of evolves into these conversations that have nothing to do with work, and then I'm behind, and so I have to work later on into the night when I get home, because I couldn't accomplish anything in the office.
At work, yeah.
Like, it doesn't even make any sense.
Damn.
It's just like, really? And it's like, I'm obligated to work 9 hours a day, but it's like, I can't work 9 hours straight anymore. I used to when I was actually physically going into the office, but it's like, I can't do that anymore, because like my mental, I have to, at the end of the day, and I already told my supervisor this, like at the end of the day, I have to protect my mental state. That's my number one priority, is protecting my mental health and protecting my children and my family. So if I need time to do that, and which I did in December, I took every Friday off. I was like, I need 3-day weekends, every Friday off, because I'm stressed out. It's like from Thanksgiving on, I was just like stress. So I needed that extra day every week to just like chill. And so now it's like more people are in the office, and I'm starting to feel that stress and anxiety again. And I'm just like, you know what? I need to not be where everybody else is. And so if more people are in the office, then I'm going to work from home. So my only day in is Monday, and I'm home the rest of the week, because I just can't. I can't be in that environment. It's like your environment will dictate how successful you are. And I feel like my success rate has gone down being in the office.
I'm actually thankful for COVID, because COVID actually opened up not only my eyes, but other people's eyes as to how the corporate world is. Once they had to stay home and figured out that home, they were able to do their work, but it was a much, what do you want to call it? I guess smoother, a much calmer place.
Yeah.
Get up at 9, get right on your computer. You can do whatever you want to do. You got your own bathroom, even though your bathroom at work is probably nice and clean, but you have your own bathroom. You have your own coffee. And when you go back to your coffee pot, that the coffee is still in the coffee pot. It's like little stuff was making people happy. Like, wait a minute, I just made myself some eggs and bacon this morning. Oh my God.
You know how
Like,
I knew,
what the fuck?
you know how I knew something was wrong is when I went into our bathroom, like, okay, I need to take a break. Let me go to the bathroom. I go into our bathroom and I'm over here waiting for the water to turn on. Like, I'm at the fucking office.
Oh my God.
Like, hey, where's the water?
No, you have to turn the water on and pump your own soap.
I'm like, oh, I've been in the office too long because I don't even know how my bathroom functions anymore during the day.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, that was the funniest thing. I was just standing there like it's gonna turn on. I know it is. Like, no, it's not.
What's wrong with this sensor? Now we have to call engineering.
call the maintenance guys.
Oh my God. That is too much.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, like, you know what? And just being outside, like, the days that I do go into work, like yesterday, I went for a walk and the office is near the water, so like we could walk down to the pier. And even that, just like being out, like, it's like, I swear, like I'm in fucking prison. Just being out and like being in the sun and getting like vitamin D, and I think, is it vitamin D you get from the sun?
Yeah, I think it's vitamin D.
Yeah, getting some vitamin D, like just like going out and walking. Like, I know for sure, like that's one thing that whenever I'm in the office, I need to do that because I don't know what it is about fresh air, but when someone says I need some fresh air, they really need some fresh air.
And you know another thing what working from home does? When you need something, you just get in your car and you just go and get it. Like when you're at work, you can't just go to what's down the street here. You just can't go to Albertsons. Oh, damn, I need some more this, that, and the third. You know what I mean? I just can't run to Albertsons.
Yeah.
And literally, your job probably won't even know that you left.
Yeah, technically you can, but here's the thing. Here's the other thing about corporate
Like, what the
jobs.
hell?
There are always this little, I wouldn't say little, but there's two handfuls. I would say maybe at least a dozen people at your job, depending on the size of your company,
Right.
that are just gonna watch you and just make it their business to know what you're doing. Make your business their business. Make your comings and goings their comings and goings. And I mean, we talked about this last episode. It was just like, what, like, what, why are you asking? Oh, you had a long break. Oh, where'd you go for lunch? You were gone a while. What the fuck were you doing? Just staring at my damn office door? Like, what the, like, bitch, like, mind your business. Like, yeah, I have no freedom. Because even though I have the luxury of coming and going and working from home and kind of flexing my hours, the people that don't have that luxury, because we all have different supervisors, different work schedules, different classifications and positions. So some positions are awarded perks of having flexibility to work from home, different hours and things like that. Some people don't like that. And I think secretly it's a little bit of jealousy. And so my comings and goings are always being watched, but they're being watched by people that have no power in telling on me. Like, even if they said anything to anybody, I'm not going to get in trouble for it, because guess what? My work is done. I'm still billing my 9 hours. I'm still doing my work. And if I have to do my work from 6 to 10 at night to avoid your ass, that's what I'll do. You know?
Let me break this down into simplest forms. Because when I was doing security, of course, in security, there's only two sides. You have armed and unarmed. I realized that even on the same post, armed makes $3 more. So what did I do? I went and got my gun license. And with a gun, it places you in a specific area versus having to be all over this specific facility. It places you in one specific area, which is at the front door or the back door. So I see everybody either coming or going. That was it. And people would get mad at that, like, well, how are you qualified to do this, that, and the third? Like, you only sit here, but I'm all over this place. But you only sit here, but you make more than me. I don't understand that. Well, hell, you know what? you chose that job because you don't have anything on your record. So you're capable of getting a gun. Well, I don't want to wear a gun because that's just too much. Well, okay, hold on. You cannot complain about what I make because what I made was company public knowledge, I guess, if that even makes any sense. Like
Right.
everybody knows what an armed guard makes and what a regular guard makes. So you knew I made at the time, you knew I made $16. Your ass made $12.50. Sorry. But you chose not to go get your gun license because you said, one, I don't want a gun and I don't want that responsibility. I didn't really have no responsibility. We worked in a facility that was a government facility. The government took care of everything. They just had us for insurance purposes. They needed an armed guard, but they weren't going to place a damn sheriff officer there.
Yeah.
I'm not getting ready to place somebody at the front door or the back door making $70,000. I'm going to just put a regular guard, an actual guard, not a sheriff guard. You know what I mean? Like, so I took advantage of that. Ain't nobody going to come in this damn facility. This facility is full of sheriffs.
Yeah.
They're allowing me to have a gun too? Man, please. I'm going to sit right here and eat my chips and dip because they're allowing me to do it. And we going to talk shit.
Not chips and dip.
Chips and dip.
Chips and dip.
And drink they coffee because they made coffee and brought it to us. So, I don't give no damn. Like,
Oh my
it's
God.
always the people that are always complaining about what somebody else is doing, but they fail to level up. Like, don't be raining on my parade
hate
because you
that.
don't want to level up. Like,
I hate that. I don't understand people like that.
you know, like what the, like get the hell over yourself. Like,
Ew.
man,
Oh my gosh.
That's-
Yeah, this is like, I mean, it's crazy when you realize like how much how strong our minds are to where our mind can control our actions. And I think at the end of the day, like realizing that there's a problem, I really have to just do the
Sure.
work to remind myself of that.
you know what I realized? I was in Dallas, and I was at this receiver, and at this particular moment, it was nothing but owner operators. What the hell?
Oh, I had to stretch. My back was hurting.
What the hell?
Sorry.
No, so at this particular moment, there was nothing but owner operators. So we all back into the doors that was given. And we get to talking about the women at the front desk. It was 2 women and a guy at the front desk. All 3 of these people had attitudes. Don't know what the hell their problem was, but all 3 of them had attitudes. But we get out and we're just like, hey, how's it going, driver? Where are you coming from? Oh, I'm coming from Maryland. Where are you coming from? Oh, I drove all the way from Seattle. Oh my God. And we're just comparing notes and, oh, I'm from Columbus and this, that, and the third. And just having a good time in the parking lot. And they unloaded our trucks, you know, however they did it. But all of our paperwork came out at the same time. And here comes the guy. He's like, here, what truck is yours? And we tell him, okay, here. And he's just like handing us our paperwork just like, and we're just like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, I don't know. It's like working in a facility, I guess, gets you pissed off. Working around people pisses other people off. It's like you can't work in an office without having to deal with somebody else's attitude, so that pisses you. I don't know. I can't put my finger on what the problem was, but I was just like, bro, all 3 of y'all need a hug and some Cavazier. Because there's you guys don't know none of us. He came from Seattle, he came from Maryland, I came from Columbus. You don't know us. We picked up these loads from these 3 different places and brought it here to Dallas. You don't even know us.
Was it a Monday?
You know what? I can't even tell you.
Because I know some people, I mean, I don't like Mondays, but I know some people just don't like Mondays and they just have an attitude like, oh, damn Monday.
I can't tell you what day it was, but it was 4 p.m. So I don't know what the fuck your problem is at 4 p.m. Now, at 4 p.m., in my head, you go home in an hour. So.
Oh, yeah, people don't like working after 3.
But that goes back to my original statement. You chose that job. I chose to be a security guard with a gun. You chose not to be a security guard with a gun.
Right. Like, but that's the crazy thing. It's like there are so many people, like, and it's not even at my job. It's the interactions of external offices, like courthouses, where you don't try and call after 11. You can't even call after 11:30. They will not answer the phone. They will not answer the phone. Is 30 minutes to lunchtime? They are not answering the phone. If it's 3 o'clock, they are not after 3. They are not answering the phone. I don't know what it is. I'm like, when did this become like a cutoff time? Like, like I'm still working. I assume you're still working. So why aren't you answering the phone? Like.
And clearly nobody's checking this because it's allowed. So
yeah, there's so much stuff that people get away with that it's just kind of like, I feel like in a corporate setting, there are some things that are just running jokes. Like you just don't call the court after 3. And certain courts don't call after 11. Like, you better call them bright and early. Which, I mean, I kind of get in a sense, because I feel like I'm most productive in the morning. But if I do get a phone call, I'm going to answer the phone. I mean, I don't feel like the phone's always ringing.
But in some of these places, it is
maybe it's that the phone's always ringing. So it's like to give them a breather to finish things up. I would say maybe at a courthouse, I could see like you're constantly answering the phones because the public's calling, attorneys are calling, So I could see giving yourself like that 2 hours to make sure you make it out on time. But again, circles back to conditioning and brainwashing. Like, that's a system, Like, that's a system where they're in a system.
But
you got to leave at 5. You can't stay after. You know what I mean? Like 1 minute. In some places, 1 minute after is considered overtime. Because 1 minute late is 1 minute late.
But you chose that job, though.
I know, but some people feel like they don't have a choice. And that's another thing I'm starting to realize. Like, people, like people really think they don't have control of their own...
Like, you don't
staring at the side of my face.
You don't have a choice. You walked your ass in there and filled out the application. That was your choice.
I know. I know that.
You have a choice to leave.
I know that, but I don't think other people. I don't think the majority of corporate workers realize how much they have a choice in where they are. And if you don't want to be there, then don't be there. If you don't want to participate in what's going on, then don't participate. Like, I don't have to participate in certain things. It's a choice. No one's, my pay is not going to get taken away if I don't do certain things. I'm not going to get reprimanded, or if I am, it's going to be like a conversation.
Yeah.
Hey, I noticed you did this. Don't do that anymore. Okay.
You know what else?
You
know what else is crazy about how Americans work? I was listening to this basketball player talk. He was like, yeah, like everybody else in high school, I had a job. I had a little McDonald's job, and so, you do the regular shit. You go to work, you come home, you take when you're on the job, you take your lunches and your breaks and your. He was like, so fast forward, I get a contract. And I really want to say Italy. I can't remember what, or where did he go? I want to say Italy. But in any event, story goes, he's like, when I got there, I'm starting to, I'm running my life like how people run their life in America. And he was like, so here in America with basketball camp, you run it like this. You get up at a certain time, you go eat your food, and then you go practice. And then you do take a break in the middle of practice. You go eat lunch, relax a little bit, then you go back to practice until 5. And that's how you do it here. He said he did that in college. So that's how college was ran. Mm-hmm. He was like, when I got to Italy's a little different. It's like you get up, you practice for literally just 2 hours. Mm. Then they shut down the whole country. The whole country shuts down. Everybody takes a break, goes to sleep, they do this, they do that. They leave their job. He was like, so with me, now this is my job. I had to leave my job and go home. It wasn't no take a break and go eat somewhere and then you come back. It was like, no, you have to go home and go to sleep. Everybody had to go to sleep. And I was just like, what country is that again? I just have Italy in my mind. It might not be Italy. It might be somewhere else.
I know one thing.
I was like, that is crazy. And he was like, the whole country, that place is such a relaxed country that everybody is so easygoing and so easy flowing. It's because they have these frequent breaks in time to where it's mandatory that you stop working. I don't care what you're doing. If you're reading, you can't do it. If you're driving, you have to stop. Whatever you're doing, you have to stop doing it.
Don't tease me with a nap because I will take it. I'm like, what time we need to hurry this up?
You couldn't tell a city like Los Angeles or New York. It's mandatory for you to stop moving for 2 hours.
Oh,
I think a third
would lose their minds.
I think a third of the people would just die.
You'd have to arrest them.
They would just die.
You'd have to arrest them for breaking the rule because they're gonna break the rule.
Yeah. What do you mean I gotta stop moving? I gotta get down to this. Or it'll be the few people that'll be like, well, nobody's moving. I'ma move so I can get ahead of everybody.
Yeah, it'll be that one fool that's like, everybody's over here, so I'm gonna go this way.
Yeah.
Nah, fool, you too. Oh my gosh, please.
So
that'd be a good thing to incorporate. You know what? We gonna have nap pods at the business, okay? So anybody who works for me, I'm just gonna put it out there. We gonna have nap pods at the business.
From 11:30 to 12:30, we taking a nap.
Oh yeah.
If I come in and you vertical,
we gonna have to.
You're getting in trouble.
We shut down at 11:30, and we come back at 1:30. So whatever you want to do, you just can't work. You can't be working. You can't be on social media. Like it's shut it down. Quiet time. Damn Roomba.
What the hell?
Why is the Roomba tripping? Y'all, our Roomba just came on. It's freaking possessed. Oh my god.
No, Cameron be messing with that thing from fucking school.
Oh my gosh.
That's what be pissing me off sometimes about him. He'll just be... I'm like, aren't you supposed to be in math class? Oh, I just thought I'll turn the Roomba on. It's not in your room.
It's not even in your room. I know, he's been bugging me about putting HBO Max on his phone, so he's like, yeah, because I gotta go to school. I'm like, I don't understand how HBO Max has to do with your education. I gotta finish my show. And I'm like, stop. You can watch it when you get home.
Oh my god.
It is okay. It is okay to watch it when you get home.
Boy, it's crazy.
Oh my gosh. Oh man, this is a good one because I feel so. I actually feel so much better. I think this is why we're doing this. You know what I mean? I think the concept of this podcast was to help people, and I think it also helps us get things off our chest, feel a little lighter.
You know what I do know? I know I need to get back to getting my own stuff because I thought I would just, because my truck broke, I was like, well, don't even fix it. Just jump back in the truck. In the corporate world, trucking. No, that was the wrong idea. These people are crazy. I forgot a small aspect of what happens in company trucks. They have all of these gadgets, and they got cameras, and in one truck they got these sensors, so it'll tell you if a car's beside you on the left or the right, and then your shit will start lighting up on either side, and then your radio cuts down, and I'm just like, is this a truck or is this fucking a robot? Like, what am I in?
You're operating a robot.
Because of course, in my personal truck, I didn't have none of that shit. I just drive down the street, and I had a big ass mirror on both sides of the damn truck that shows me if there was a car there. I didn't need a light.
Not the mirrors.
I didn't need no.
He had mirrors, y'all. He had a regular.
Oh my god.
Regular degular.
No, I'm just saying, like, I didn't need these lights, and the lights are actually distracting, especially at night. Like, I don't know if they realize that or not.
No, probably not.
But if you see a red light on, you're looking now at the light. You're not looking at traffic. You're looking at the light, which they're trying to prevent accidents. But if you see a red light, you're just like, ooh, what the hell is the red light? Because you're like, what is coming at me? It's supposed to be going that way. Why is it coming this way? Then you're like, oh. It's the shit in the truck. Like, what the fuck? Like, it's the most bizarrest thing. Because if you're not used to it, you're like, who's backing up on the freeway? That's what you're thinking. Who's backing up on the freeway? Because it's a bright ass red. Like, what the fuck?
I'm not laughing because of what you're talking about. I'm just laughing because, like, the frustration in your voice.
It's stupid. It's extremely stupid. Like, you put all these parameters in place, but it's actually,
oh my god,
it's actually distracting.
Right. They're leaning too hard on the.
And then they don't even look at the human aspect of it. They're just like, well, that's what the computer said, so you have to go by what the computer said.
Yeah, they're leaning too hard on the technology. Like,
you don't even, what the hell? And then when I'm driving, the thing is always going off. Oh, distraction. They had a distraction on me one time. I'm literally, and they showed me the video. Well, they said you were distracted here, but I don't see it. I'm sitting there. I don't ever drive with fucking two hands on the steering wheel. I don't do that. For some reason, that particular day, I had two hands on the steering wheel, and I'm driving, looking out the window, and they got a video sent to them saying that I was distracted.
Oh my god, if you get...
And I was just like, what is happening here? Like...
I mean, if you guys can watch the video of this, because he is just so, like, his frustration.
I'm sorry. Like, I don't
Please
get
watch
it.
us on YouTube, because his frustration is just, you have to see it to understand why I'm laughing.
Oh my god.
Because you're not gonna hear it. You have to have the face match the voice.
I don't know. It's bizarre.
It's you know what it boils down to?
I need to run my own business. That's what it boils down to.
That's number one.
I need to jump back into my own shit.
You know what it is, babe? It's meetings about meetings.
I can't deal with that.
Oh man,
I can't.
That's
deal
like
with that.
That in a sentence. If you want to sum up the corporate world and working for a company, meetings about meetings. Anyone that works in the corporate world understands what meetings about meetings are. And at this point, I just have to laugh about that because I thought my job was the only one that did that, but after talking to other family members, they're like, no, man, like, I work for, like, my cousin works for a shoe company. And he's like, did you know that people have meetings about meetings? And I was like...
Oh, you talking about Ben?
Yeah. I was like, yeah. I was like, we do have meetings about meetings. He's like, yeah, we had a meeting about how we felt. And they said, okay, we're going to take your feedback. And then we're going to have a meeting about that tomorrow to talk about your feedback that you just told us in this meeting today. I was like, Ben, that is life right there. That is adult. That is adult working world. Meetings about meetings.
I could just imagine him because Ben is such
because he's younger. He's
he's such a simple guy. I could just see him, his little self. I mean, he's taller than me, but his little skinny self in the car, like, hold on. We about to have a meeting about.
You know what? That is how I know that Cameron, our oldest son, would not be able to have a regular job because that type of stuff he could not. He's very literal, and so if you have a meeting, he's not going to understand that you're having a meeting, and then the next day having a meeting about what you talked about the day before. Like he's literally going to lose his shit, like, and just probably walk out and quit.
Yeah.
Because he can't wrap his head around like, you know, like stuff like that. Like he would probably just lose his shit. Like, wait, what? Like we're having a meeting about a meeting? Like
he's not a person that, like, I'm really trying to get him to figure out what he wants to do so he can do that by himself. Versus actually going out in the world and work. I really want him to just be a 20-year-old entrepreneur and do his own thing. Because I don't think he's gonna work in the corporate world.
I don't think he's gonna.
He's not gonna be able to work in the working world. Like,
no, it's gonna be too frustrating.
Like me, I'm 50-50. And as I get older, I'm moving more towards I can't stand people.
Yeah.
He was born with just I can't stand people.
He was born that way.
It doesn't like people. I just don't. And once he understands that part, then he'll understand that I just need to work for myself. But I don't think he understands that he doesn't like people yet.
Yeah.
But I don't like working with people. I just can't. I just would rather do it myself. Like, waiting on people to do shit. It's ridiculous. Oh, and here's another thing that tripped me out about the daggone truck last week. I found a truck with an air hose leaking. Mm-hmm. I know how to fix it, but I was like, listen, this air hose needs to be fixed. Okay, well, we're gonna have to get that down to Penske. I was like, listen, do you have electrical tape? Well, yeah, I have electrical tape. I was like, give me the electrical tape and I'll fix it myself. Well, no, because then what if it doesn't work? I was like, it's going to work forever because that's all you need. I was like, I guarantee you when you take this down to Penske, that's all they're going to put on it. And then they're going to charge you $350.
I was going to say, an arm and a leg.
They're going to charge them. No, we'll just take it to Penske. So they took the truck to Penske, left the truck at Penske. The truck was at Penske for the whole fucking day. It comes back with fucking electrical tape on it, like I said. And I was like, looking at them, I was like, wow, this is interesting. They just put electrical tape on it.
I'm telling you.
Well, they had to fix it. I was like, I could have fixed it for you. Like, I don't understand.
Babe, it's the red tape. That was the red tape experience right there that you had.
The red tape experience?
I call it the red tape experience, where it's like everything's so regimented that they feel like they have to go through all 6 steps to get this one thing done. Even though you could do it in step A, they will go through step A through G because that's how they've always done it. And there's no going around, out of the steps. They have to go through the red tape to get to the end step.
But you're wasting time.
Yeah. Oh, well, meetings about meetings. I mean, that's all meetings are a waste of fucking time.
They sent one driver home because the trailer lights weren't working on the trailers.
Yeah.
On his trailer. So they had to figure out what was going on. So they had to call the man down to figure out why the trailer lights weren't working.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to the truck and the trailer, there's a cord. Just explaining it to people that don't know. When you look at a truck, there's cords that go from the truck, the back of the truck, to the trailer. Now, there's only two problems. Either the trailer doesn't work or the cord doesn't work. But there's a way to test that without going through all this extra stuff. If you just take a cord, literally a cord, from another truck and put it on that truck, it'll tell you what's going on. It'll tell you if the trailer's fucked up or if the cord is fucked up. Never did that. They called this man down from Corona. No, from what's that up there? Circle City, Colton? No, I forgot what Circle City is up here.
What the hell you just said?
Anyway, it's Colton something up there up north, whatever it's called.
Right, yeah.
But anyway, they called this man down. He comes driving down 90 minutes. He does that one thing and tells them, oh, you need to buy another cord. They give him the money to go buy another cord. He puts the cord on and leaves. And I was just like, this is...
I wish there was a way to measure your frustration. Because you're so
like, no, just the lack of thinking and the troubleshooting. Like, if this is your job, you're in this particular field, you should know what to do. But you are so get this, get that. Like when I was in Maine, and my damn light on my trailer went out. The whole trailer went out. Now, this is at 3:30 in the morning. On the highways of Maine, there's absolutely no fucking street lights. It's not like here in California, maybe every other, you'll have a street light. There's no street lights on their freeways. None.
Yeah.
So pretty much I'm just a black ass son of a bitch driving down. Like, you don't know I have a trailer until you get up on me.
Oh, okay.
Because you see my truck lights, but you don't see my trailer lights.
Right.
So I got down the way and figured out that it was just my cord. Changed my cord, got down the road. But even if it wasn't my cord, I still know how to get that little thing changed. But it was like, you didn't even try to figure out what the problem was.
I think.
Like, what is the issue?
I think maybe you should teach people trucking or just troubleshooting tips.
You know the problem with where I work?
What?
With 6-7 years, I'm the youngest driver there. As in terms of years driving.
Yeah.
Everybody else has owned their own truck. Just like I have. But nobody, I guess they've been shot down too, because they probably wanted to fix shit too.
It's the empowerment.
I don't know.
It's the empowerment. Like, there's no empowerment in your employees, so I think that's...
Because now that I'm thinking about it, that the second trainer that trained me, since we had to change trainers, that whole toboggo, that's a whole nother story.
Okay, yeah.
But...
we don't have time for that.
Yeah, no, we don't have time for that part. But the second trainer that trained me, he owned his own truck too, and he owned a Peterbilt. Now, Peterbilt guys are way different. They get inside of their engine and change it and do all this shit. They do everything. Peterbilt guys are different. He is such a hands-off, I don't give a damn type of person. It's ridiculous, but oh my God.
We're gonna, yeah.
But yeah, wrap it up.
I think we gotta wrap it up because he needs a nap before he goes to work.
I need a breather.
You need a breather. You need some vitamin D. It's helpful.
Oh my God.
It's really helpful. You need to get some fresh air, get some sun on your face. Maybe just sit.
No, I just need to quit.
Okay.
Even though I just got hired.
Okay. Everyone.
I need to quit. this job.
Well, you will see that journey and listen to that journey that we take
this
to
corporate job is gonna be a wrap.
to remove ourselves from that
by July.
Oh my God. Goals. We have goals, guys. Yeah, so you will be able to witness our transition
Right.
out of our situations. I'll just say that, and start formulating our own financial freedom and our own life, and get what we want out of life. So I think that's the main.
We ain't even got time to go to the Beyonce concert. I don't even like Beyonce.
Now I don't know who you are.
That's been the new topic as of late on social media. The Beyonce concert. We can't even go to the Beyonce concert. We ain't even got time for that.
He got FOMO now. He's missing out. He feels like he's missing out.
Jesus Christ! Now Rihanna about to come back out.
Oh God!
Shit.
Well, yeah.
We can't even go see Rihanna.
I feel like the concerts are gonna be bomb this year. I feel like.
Yeah.
So I feel like the COVID veil has been lifted.
You know what I really am upset about? I just found out that damn YG's gonna be here, but literally too late. He was here Saturday.
Oh.
I found out on Friday. I was like, where was his promotion? What's his promotion team doing?
You know.
Like that was pretty sad. And the only reason why I found out was because I drove past San Diego State because that's where he was playing. You know,
they were
have
probably
it on the
stuck
board.
in a meeting.
Oh my God. I'm done.
All right. Well, thank you guys for listening. We'll see you in the next one.